I'm still waiting on their help. I'm I'm still waiting on their help. When they say here, oh, it's really like they disappear from distances away. So it's not like you really say it to my face. It's like you say it from a distance away from your comfortability. You have the comfort of the car. You have the comfort of the cell phone. If we take your car away and we tell you to stomp the streets and we move your cell phone, we figure out how strong you truly are. Remove their cell phone away from them. Take away their cell phone in their car. If you take away their cell phone in their car and you make them walk like I've walked, then you can test their real strength outside of hearing how they articulate with accusations and try to abuse someone that's already helped them. So there's no more slave labor. I can prove strength. You take their resources away. If you take their resources away and you make them walk the same way that I have, then we can figure out what's really going on. Take away their car. Still give them the cell phone. But if you take away their cell phone and their car, then what happens then? They can't use the cell phone like this, right? Well, I'm going to put the cell phone in between somebody I'm talking to. Your cell phone is not your fucking bodyguard. Your cell phone is not your protection. Your cell phone is not your shield. Your cell phone is not your screen. But you want to say that. Why? Because you're used to looking at this instead of looking up and speaking to people face to face. You're used to making comments behind the curtain instead of speaking candidness to somebody. I speak significance skull to skull. We look at people eye to eye. We don't exaggerate. You instigate, say, and intimidate. But if you talk to people that I've communicated with, they'll say you guys are crooked ass liars. They just try to stir the pot. Right? Your ingredients are invalid. All you try to do is make hot steam to make things boil up. And then I give you the honesty and you get burned. You hiccup. You choke. Cannonness. What happened? Gasping for excuses when I was genuine. Since I stepped out and since I proved significance, I gave you service. And all you want to do is apply scrutiny. Where's my paycheck like you promised? I put the realness to you. And they say, how do we help them? What do we do? Look in a word search, because there's no words that can convince me. Your persuasion of making a woman pregnant is never going to faze me. If you want me to make a woman pregnant without money, look at yourself. Go to a mental institution because you're fucking crazy with trying to tell me that I should do this and that. No, I've seen how men have lost their lives by making a woman pregnant before they were financially stable. So there's no way. We want your baby. We want your kid. I don't care what you want, your baby. I don't care if you want my baby, you want my kid, you want me to have a relationship. If you give me what I need, I may actually attract what you want. If you give me what I need, I may attract what you want. But if you don't give me what I need, then your women are never going to get what they want. So all you're going to do is use hatred against me as you try to hunt. As I walk out, you want to use scrutiny. I was never a stunt. I never had a stunt double. I never had somebody taking the falls for me. It was me, all by myself, with no bodyguard. It was me, walking the streets with no car. It was me, doing everything. You try to take credibility by your criticism, like you're coaching. But really, I was teaching you the process of what I was going through. So they can shut up, hiccup, apologize. Doesn't mean anything because I'm not a little kid. You got to put your money where your mouth is before you make me believe anything of your words. Because if your words meant something, I wouldn't be pronouncing how you lied to me. But you did. Lies in the skies. You're buzzing your bullshit by my ears, so I swat it. And you wanted to say, oh, we're so sorry. Well, no. Your parasites of propaganda. No one likes to hear it anymore. It's flies of fiction trying to fly by me, try to fly around me. You guys are the piece of shit. Period. So take your flies, because all they're going to do is land on you. Right? Period. Complain, bullshit, cry, because I was candid with my creation, speaking it from the soul. When your scrutiny was out of control, you were trying to push buttons like I was on a controller. But you were the ones playing games. And I was the ones that was out in the road, helping people in reality. Right? So, my comment of what I just stated, the canonists, is going to make them haunt me and torment me with a target more than ever. Bullseye. Bulletproof. They're going to try to shoot me with scrutiny. I got men behind me that are willing to fight for the fact that I've done, for the service that I've proven, for the strength that I've shown. So if you say something, great. I'm not calling on adversaries and allies or anything like that. I'm not trying to make a war. You're trying to make a war with me. And people have noticed everything I've done to help. And since I've helped them, they're willing to fight for me. So if you don't pay me like you promised, no one's going to believe you're going to pay anybody that you've done before. So I'm the example of your experiment. You like to say a lot of things about me, but you've never paid me for the things that I've already done. No one would give you the information, the knowledge. No one would speak from their soul like I have. You want to talk about me. You want to use propaganda. You want to use a narrative. Propaganda, narrative. Let's say all these things. Let's have all these people say these things. And now I got film to take to my psychiatrist. So when they want to try to label me and say I'm crazy because of paranoia and the claustrophobia, I'll say, this is the events that happened in my life. What would happen if these things happened to you? How would you feel? What would you do? You can't put yourself in my shoes. But you want to use scrutiny every time that I stomp on the street. You can't step in my shoes because you've never walked like I have. When you put your shoes on, where do you go? To your car. Right? I could drive a car with no shoes on. I could sit on a couch with no shoes on. You only need shoes when you're actually walking on the road, walking the sidewalk. If you're not walking on the road, walking the sidewalk, you might as well just get out in your socks and stalk me. You might as well just get out in your socks and stalk me. Because it's not like you're going to conditions where you need to cover your feet. No. It's too convenient for you to stay in the comfort of your couch, the comfort of your car, and put your shoes on like you're somebody putting their boots on. You put your shoes on because you're full of scrutiny. Right? And I put my boots on. Right? Because I can give you something you could truly believe. The fact of my life, the autobiography. My life's not a movie. You want to talk about me, I prove every scene of what's really going on. So when they fail to respond and they want to use ridicule, well, that's on you. Speak about me like a usual fool. You're distracted, interacted with your own entertainment that you think my life is. When you exaggerate, you're trying to blame, trying to gain off of criticism and predictions. You try to gain off of criticism and predictions with my name in your mouth because you watch me all the time. If I watched you all the time, I could predict easily what you do. And I'll predict it right now. You're going to badmouth me. You're going to try to persuade others. You're going to use some scrutiny. You're going to try to lie. And then after you convince somebody, you're going to laugh after the fact. Because there's 4 things that you do. Cry. Lie. Complain. And then once people believe your scrutiny, you begin to laugh. But there's no persuasion. You're not hypnotizing anybody. Because I'm giving them the honesty. That's mesmerizing magic. It's manipulation. Because when you speak from the soul, they're going to say, wait a minute, you're too out of control. Until you prove it. Say, wait a minute, you don't believe it? It's not just my sound. I can show it to you.